I just made Wolverine's claws out of Lego using 100% official pieces, although there is one catch which some of you might not like. Oh, you don't believe me? Well, they're right here. So first things first, this project would not be happening if it wasn't for this Dune set, and I've not actually had this set, but as soon as I saw Jang's review of it, I was like, I know exactly what I could use those wing pieces for. They were just perfect for it. And yes, I know LEGO have made their own official Wolverine claws with their kind of hand glove thing, but honestly, I'm not a fan of it. They went for the plate design, I'm going for something a bit different, obviously using these Technic blades, and I think I prefer my direction. So by using these new Technic blades, I knew I had to use more Technic connectors, otherwise this thing isn't going to be held together. So I pulled out my collection of Technic parts, which is a big old mess. Oh, I didn't know where to start with all these parts. I tried various different connectors, different Technic axles, different pins, but I couldn't get it right. I mean, sure, I could put the blades together, but I couldn't get that angle right, because the claws aren't straight dead on, are they? They do angle out slightly, so I tried different things, but the angle was just too much. I couldn't get it small enough. I even tried using a Lego hot dog piece to try and get the angle to work, but it just didn't work. As you can see here, I'm trying, and that looks too straight, but just the whole thing wasn't working. And then this one here, too far apart. I couldn't even hold it properly in my hands. It's like, yeah, I'm not sure if this one is working for me. That's a bit too far spread. I just couldn't find the right angle. Another thing I knew I needed to work on was a way to hold the blades, because as you can see by these replicas here, they have a handle on it, and I needed to figure it out. So once I connected them, how am I actually going to hold this thing? Oh, and I should clarify that this style of Wolverine claws that I'm going for are the ones that look like they're coming out from in between the fingers, rather than coming out from the top of the knuckles, because sometimes in the movies it's been both, but just with the parts that I've got here, it works best to have them coming out of the fingers, just how it works. If anything, it is still a little bit too low, but, working with what I've got here. And I couldn't think of any other parts that I could achieve this look with. Another thing I realised is that, given where the connection points are, versus to how this blade is shaped, I didn't want it to come out up and then go straight. I wanted it to come out as if it was straight from the hand. So I need to think, right, I need to connect it, make the handle, but then also make the handle big enough so that when I'm holding the claws, everything sits in the right place and just looks how it should. But going back to the hot dog piece, it got me thinking, okay, right, so if I can't use a Technic connector and I can't use that hot dog as a bar piece, wait, hold on, what other bar pieces are there? Oh, flex tube. I figured it out. And just like that, the rest was history. Everything else just came together, the handle, the connectors, everything just worked, and I was so happy at this point, because look at me, yeah, I've got the claws, it's all working. And if you made it this far into the video, this is where the fun begins, because I'm going to show you how you can make it for yourself. So here are all the parts you need. As you can see, I've already got one, and if you're interested, the flex tube I'm using was from a Lego City set, so it should be pretty easy to come by. Placing everything into a Bricklink wanted list and then going through the auto buy section, it managed to select everything I needed from just 2 stores with a price of roughly £15 before postage, but once you factored into postage, you probably could build both of these claws for less than £20, which is honestly pretty surprising and pretty great value, I think. And you're going to need a pair of scissors or a sharp blade and a ruler as well, because I teased at the beginning, you're going to hate me for it, but you're going to have to cut the flex tube. Now I went for this long one here because it gives you multiple lengths, and I cut it to 4 centimeters roughly. It doesn't have to be exact, so I marked mine off with a pen, and here we go. I'm cutting a Lego part. Please don't unsubscribe. And these flex tube pieces are going to be used to hold the claws together and allow it to kind of spread out as it should. So we use 2 parts per claw, so you need to cut 4 in total, which you can get out of that one length of flex tube piece, and you might have enough for spares in case you go wrong. It's time to make yourself some Wolverine claws, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the build. Oh, and I will just say that these red Technic pins with the stud on top, they're also available in dark grey, so if you want to go for that all dark grey look with no annoying Technic colours showing, then you can swap those out for dark grey if you want. But I used the red as I already had them in my collection, and honestly, once you're holding the claws, you won't even see them. Next up, I'm building what I call the finger rests, which form part of the handle and help rest your fingers on it so everything fits together and feels comfortable whilst you're holding it. And I think these are a pretty sturdy and strong design, so they should hold up well for play. And this is probably a tricky part. As you can see, I cut my flex tube a little bit rough, so it is a little bit of a squeeze, but it will fit. This is not an illegal technique. It will fit through the size of the open hole on the Technic pin, so you might just have to use a little bit of force to get it through there. It can be a little bit finicky, but it's worth it in the end. And as you can see, the flex tube fits in there perfectly. And just like that, you have yourself a pair of Wolverine claws. Pretty cool, right? And then if you want to adjust the spread, just squeeze down at the bottom to kind of bend the pieces back into shape. But otherwise, I think that is pretty good. So there we go. To say I'm pretty excited about these is a massive understatement, and it even gave me the opportunity to dress up as Wolverine. Look, I'm wearing the flannel shirt, the ribbed top, and even got the dog tags on, although the microphone kind of covers them up so you can't really see it. I'm so happy with how these have turned out. I challenge you, Lego mock makers out there, can you make it better? Because I'm not 100% happy of how, these things are a little bit loose. It's the whole handle mechanism. So if somebody can come up with a better design, let me know in the comments. As far as I'm aware, nobody else has done this yet. I'm the first, which is pretty cool. At least I'm the first at the time of filming this video. Yeah. And if you have enjoyed this video today, then do please consider subscribing or even become a channel member. It would greatly support the channel. As you can see behind me, I'm currently working on a Lego city, so if you're into that as well, then do stick around for plenty more. I'm going to probably take a bunch more selfies and have fun pretending to be Wolverine now. I'm so happy with how these have turned out. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to check out the other videos on this channel or on one of my other channels as well. And of course, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and share with your friends.